Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we do have some new details about some abilities and perks that you can have within the Saints Row franchise. Now this is something that we've seen in a lot of games kind of do, where you essentially have different powers. Now this is something that, according to Tom Henderson, we will have, of course, as well, passive perks that are available in the game as well. He does also confirm that there'll be some hardcore action with a new flow system. So simply put, with this new flow system, they're trying to combine both kills and destruction, which will be able to earn you flow that you'll be able to then use in order to activate powerful abilities. Now apparently as well, the player will also be awarded based on the character and vehicle health, depending on how much death or damage is being faced by the player. So perhaps as you get lower in HP, or your car gets a bit lower in HP during a mission, the amount of powers that you can use, interestingly, goes up. Now apparently as well, the latest Saints Row version has been a little bit isolated from the beginning, along with how the more grounded art manner is coming to mind with the traditional Ubisoft or Rockstar style game, rather than the past mayhem. And so with these perks and powers, I think they're kind of revealing them a bit to kind of still show that there's plenty of opportunities for craziness and fun stuff to do in this new kind of update. Okay, so let's go into some of the specific powers that you have. One of them is called Surprise. Now this one is a little bit of a smart trick, as it allows people to drop a grenade down an enemy's pants and throw them at other enemies in order to cause a large explosion. Definitely a more creative and fun thing that I would actually expect from the Saints Row franchise, although maybe more Saints Row 4 rather than like Saints Row 2 or Saints Row 1. And so it depends which ones you enjoy as to how much you would really enjoy that kind of ability. For me personally, I'm more of a Saints Row 2 kind of guy, but it's definitely fun to see them add in things like this, even if specifically I don't think that's necessarily the direction that they could have gone. Now we do also have another power here, which I'd say is like a bit more traditional and something that isn't like super crazy, and it's still like a fun power to use, which is what we want. We're like fun that isn't like absolutely absurdist in nature. This is a flaming uppercut, which follows an uppercut from an enemy, launches them into the air, and apparently they'll be on fire or something, I believe. So it should be fun as well to use that. There's also another power that you have. Apparently it's called the Ninja power, and it allows you to throw a smoke bomb down in order to lose line of sight of enemies and perhaps avoid combat altogether with that ninja feature. We do also have some passive perks that they've already started to talk about, on top of the other stuff that we know is coming to the game that they haven't talked about yet. These passive perks that we do know about so far include what's called a preliminary, and that contains a small game-changing advantage which you can be befitted with based on a particular scenario, and it can involve things like moving faster whilst crouching and aiming down sights whilst I think you're crouching or something like that. Another passive ability that they have is something called Advanced, and this allows you to have beneficial advantages like providing you with 50% extra health after an execution or after a percentage boost in your flow. By flow, what we mean is killing enemies or destruction. And then there's another passive perk, which is the highest level, and that is an extreme level of passive abilities apparently, and that's going to be able to apparently call in missiles to attack the enemy. The guy that did reveal these new details did also say that there's going to be a new fast travel system, and of course I think that's something that we'll generally enjoy because it allows us to keep in the action if we enjoy that more fast pace of game, rather than having to, travel from one side of the map and then drive for 10 minutes to the other side of the map. Personally, I'm actually okay with that. but I know a lot of you ADHD people definitely like to fast travel, and more power to you. They did also mention that they're going to be adding in a new unlock point system, and it's going to be based on, like, if you, for example, take pictures of interesting things, and these points can also be unlocked if you like find drug stashes and you search them, or apparently even if you like have a trash basket with goodies, and apparently if you search that, I think you get some points. And so that point system seems to be trying to direct players towards like exploring the world, and again making the world feel more full and intentional in the amount of space that they're using, both of which I commend them for, and is definitely something that I look forward to. Now there's a few other things that they did talk about too. Apparently with this criminal venture Saints Row game, we're going to be seeing you be able to visit some kind of stuff that we've seen very typically, but he didn't specifically say what that would be. And then they did also say that there'll be more creative jobs, like staging dead bodies that seem to be dead by accident. And on top of that, we had perhaps the most interesting bit of information, and that is that we might see like a Saints Row Online feature coming to the game at some point. And while it won't be there at launch we will have co-op though. It is something that they're looking into creating, and that could potentially be one of the DLCs that we could have, but I assume it would be something free, or perhaps a standalone title, much like Grand Theft Auto Online like almost is. Now of course many of you already will know that Saints Row is coming to a lot of different platforms, so this is something that you can enjoy no matter who you are, as long as you got an Xbox One or higher, or a PlayStation 4 or higher, or alternatively, if you're on the Epic Games Store, you can also get it on PC. Now of course there's a lot more stuff that they're going to be adding to the game beyond these like slithers of interesting things that we know so far, and so for sure make sure you stay subscribed so that you can keep up to date with any future updates that I put out as we learn more information as we get closer to the release date, because I'm releasing like daily Saints Row content, and if you watch this much you very likely will benefit from subscribing. I'd also love to hear your thoughts and comments on this video and in general what you think about Saints Row so far. I'm going to be releasing probably daily Saints Row videos for the foreseeable future up until it's released, and probably afterwards I'll release a bunch of guides for Saints Row as well in various forms. So make sure that you stay subscribed for that as well. Until next time, I'm out. GG. Bye bye. Have a great day.